Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yep, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, we're back on the channel. We got another visual today. Today's video, bright screen. Every mistake parents made, they created serial killers. You think you can sometimes blame parents at fault for some
maybe for like ignoring certain signs, not getting like, or not being like attentive to.
That's a good. Keep going.
Yeah, that's it. You threw me. Yeah,
I'm disagreeing with you.
Just like things like that, because I do feel like sometimes
the lack thereof in certain situations.
Sometimes I do feel like some kids are just already kind of like wired a little different. Born. And sometimes the signs are like ignored. But yeah.
But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go if you want to first support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
like it in with a thumbs up.
We're highly appreciated. But let's get into it, y'all. Let's check this out. Let's see what's about. Let's get it.
Edmund Kemper. His mother told him no woman would ever love him, so he found a way to make sure they'd never leave. Edmund Kemper was just 8 years old when his mother started locking him in the basement every night. She said it was to protect his sisters from him. She called him a real weirdo, loud enough for him to hear through the walls. She told him he reminded her of his father, and that was never a compliment. By 10,
reminded him of her father?
His father.
She told him he reminded her of his father. And
of his father, okay.
Of his father.
Honestly, a lot of parents do be on that type of time, though.
Now, if we talking about like, because this is on a different level, you feel me?
Now, she might did see some signs, but she also added some issues.
Telling your 8-year-old child no woman will ever like, why would you even tell an 8-year-old child that and lock him up?
Say he's a widow,
saying that you're trying to protect his sisters from him.
I'll say this,
or protect him from his sister. I can't remember how he said.
But it's protect the sisters from him.
Yeah.
But the thing was, obviously, clearly, she saw some type of signs of something. But instead of trying to see like. Or did you just push that issue because you have hatred?
Oh, was she just a bad parent?
Father? She could, yeah. That's what we get. The overall get to it. Yeah, you're just an overall bad parent. But it seems like she also had hatred towards his father, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's a whole. That's a whole. I can't talk about that topic. That's a whole nother story.
That is like, that's deep though, and maybe that hatred drove you to do everything you did. Or I'm protecting my daughters from him. He might not have been. No woman will ever love you, yeah, because you still have love for his father. But you feel, and he probably looks, because you know some kids look just like they one of their parents. You like, I can't stand you every time I look at you. Because you look just like. That shit toxic, bro.
That was never a compliment. By 10, Kemper had buried the family cat alive, then dug it up. Then cut off its head and mounted it on a stick. At 14, he ran away to find his father, but his father had remarried and didn't want him. They shipped him off to live with his grandparents on a remote California ranch. His grandmother treated him the same way his mother had, constant criticism and constant control. On August 27, 1964, 15-year-old Edmund Kemper shot his grandmother in the head with a rifle.
Yeah, I did know
when
that.
his grandfather came home, he shot him too. When police asked why, Kemper said he wanted to see what it felt like to kill Grandma. And he killed Grandpa so he wouldn't have to find out. Kemper spent 5 years in a psychiatric hospital. Doctors said he was rehabilitated. They released him into his mother's care. The argument started.
That's where it started at with the mama. So what makes you think?
And that hatred.
Yeah, I may be rehabilitated because the people that's around me, we all on the same type of, I don't have no hate towards these people.
And the person that he hates the most was his mom, but he couldn't get to her.
But now you done released me back.
But also, Grandma kept feeding that same hatred. And so by the time he was of age to do something in his eyes, he carried it out. he had years and years and years of built up hatred.
And I wondered, did her, because it's her mom, right? Or was it?
I don't know.
Or was it the dad's mom?
He didn't say.
Okay, well, I can't say what I'm.
He just said shipped off to grandma.
To grandma. Okay.
Immediately, screaming matches so loud the neighbors called police. His mother told him he was worthless, that college girls would never look at him twice, that he disgusted her. Between 1972 and 1973, Kemper picked up 6 young female hitchhikers. He killed them all. But these weren't random victims. They were college students, the same women his mother worked with at UC Santa Cruz, the same women she said would never want him.
Wow.
After killing one victim, Kemper buried her head in his mother's garden, facing her bedroom window. She always wanted people to look up to her, he said. On April 20th, 1973, Kemper finally did what he'd been building toward his whole life. He killed his mother with a hammer while she was sleeping. He decapitated her and used her head as a dartboard. Then he called the...
Oh, my gosh.
He got a thing with decapitation, though. That's
his
crazy.
thing.
Damn. I know about dude, but I don't know about his crimes like
but
that.
But the burying the head in the garden...
Did you know about him?
I know his name. I just didn't know all, like...
Do you know what he actually looked like?
Yeah.
I think you do.
I've seen his picture. Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember that Netflix did do a doc on him.
Yeah.
Do I gotta go watch the Netflix doc then? Oh. She said, I'm not watching this shit.
That did something to my stomach, child.
You wanna watch this one? You done watch down there all the other ones?
I didn't say I wouldn't, just when you said it. But,
yeah, I knew he was crazy, but I didn't know, like, he was crazy like that. Because I did know he had killed his grandparents, but I ain't understand him. I don't know his backstory like that. I ain't never really looked into him.
And I also was
just always weird.
With a situation like this and someone like this, I don't like really understand the like rehabilitation stuff. Because like when they're in a facility, like they're getting their meds around the clock, y'all making sure that they're taking their like you know they I guess in somewhat of a controlled environment. Mm-hmm. So when they like are now released back out, to society, it's kind of like they have free will. They have, choices like if I'm going to be on my meds or if I'm going to be like indulging in things that put me in a place to want to take somebody's life or the abuse, verbal abuse that's going on. So it's kind of like...
Cause isn't it also crazy once you take them out of those environments, the killing stops?
Yeah.
You put them in a more controlled environment.
Because if it was something like stops. Really, I could be in there still taking, you know what I'm saying? That's but they don't.
Saying. But also, most times, a lot of these types prey on weak. Mm-hmm. When you up in a spot where people who are on that same level, that same mindset, even in prison, then they get scared and they like, damn, I can't overpower him. I ain't that strong.
That's crazy though.
That's why a lot of them take out women and kids because it's also I feel like a power trip.
Yeah.
Police and turned himself in. The killings were over. He destroyed the thing that created him. Jeffrey Dahmer. When Jeffrey Dahmer was 18, both his parents left. His father moved out. His mother took his younger brother and left. No forwarding address, no phone calls. Jeffrey was alone in an empty house. He would later say that was the moment everything fell apart. Dahmer's childhood looked normal from the outside. Suburban Ohio, 2-parent household, a little brother named David. But inside, the family was fracturing. His mother suffered from depression and anxiety, swallowing pills by the handful. His father buried himself in work, chasing a PhD in chemistry while his marriage collapsed. The two fought constantly, screaming matches that echoed through the walls. No one noticed their older son slipping away. By age 10, Jeffrey had started collecting roadkill. He'd strip the flesh from dead animals and keep the bones. His father thought it was scientific curiosity. He even taught Jeffrey how to bleach and preserve the skeletons. He never asked why his son spent hours alone in a backyard.
Because his dad was already also interested in all that shit. Because he's into chemistry, so he's also teaching. But he looking at that's a bonding because that's something I'm into, but not really trying to understand what is your child into. Like, take the time to understand what your child is doing and what he's into. Don't just, I'm into that too. Let's go ahead and teach you how to preserve some shit. And later on, that's what he started utilizing.
Hut, surrounded by jars of formaldehyde and tiny skulls. By 14, Jeffrey was drinking whiskey before school. Teachers noticed. His grades dropped, but no one intervened. By the time his parents divorced, Jeffrey had already learned the lesson that would define his life. People leave. Everyone leaves. And there's nothing you can do to make them stay, unless you make sure they can't. Between 1978 and 1991, Dahmer killed 17 young men. He drugged them, strangled them, and kept their bodies for as long as he could. He posed them, photographed them, slept beside them. He later told investigators he wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He just didn't want to be alone. The only way I could keep them with me, he said, was if they couldn't leave. Dahmer was beaten to death in prison in 1994. He was 34 years old. His parents had spent years fighting over who was responsible for what their son became. In the end, they both abandoned him, and he never stopped trying to fill that emptiness. John Wayne Gacy.
You think he got more bodies?
Than the ones we know about?
Yeah, because we know about, because he grew up in Ohio. Mm-hmm. He did have a body in Ohio. He lived in Wisconsin. He had plenty of bodies in Wisconsin, those from Wisconsin, and he would travel to Chicago sometimes, you know what I'm saying? We found all that information out. But Jeffrey did live other places. Do you think there's possibility about... Because he did stay in Florida at one point, right? Mm-hmm. And it is believed that he possibly has victims.
I mean, that is possible.
I think 100% he does have victims in Florida. I don't think he wanted to confess about those victims in Florida because of the death penalty.
Yeah.
Let me see this. Ohio has the death penalty, don't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought so, unless something has changed.
Wisconsin for sure don't. Yeah. So, but no one has been executed in 2018. But Wisconsin, I don't think ever has had the death penalty from my knowledge, right?
No, I'm not sure about them.
But I do know he was sentenced to life imprisonment, no death penalty, because if it was in place, he would have got the death penalty.
Yeah.
Florida has always had the death penalty. I don't think he was gonna ever admit to any victims in Florida because he was afraid of the death penalty. Mm-hmm. Now, I understand a lot of them just kill me, I don't care, I'm ready. What one person say might be what truly is in their head. I think he was afraid of the death penalty to really admit to all his victims, yeah.
His father called him stupid, called him a sissy, called him a failure. John Wayne Gacy spent his entire childhood trying to earn approval that never came. His father was an alcoholic machinist who beat the family regularly. At 4 years old, John was whipped for accidentally moving parts in his father's car engine. At 9, a family friend began abusing him. John never told anyone, terrified his father would blame him. The message was clear. Everything wrong was...
Abuse, like, we talking about like that? Mm-hmm. Then it will...
That's what I took from it.
Hurt people, right? You know what I'm saying? It sounds like possibly the abuse he went through, he tried to inflict on others. You can kind of look at it that way. I don't know.
John's fault. He tried everything. Worked hard in school, joined community organizations, built a successful business, hosted neighborhood parties, even dressed as Pogo the Clown to entertain children at hospitals. But nothing worked. His father kept calling him worthless. Then, in 1966, something changed. Gacy had married, had children, was managing restaurants in Iowa. His parents came to visit, and for the first time in his life, his father shook his hand and said, "Son, I was wrong about you." 3 years later, his father was dead. When Gacy heard the news in prison, where he was serving time for sexually assaulting a teenage employee, he collapsed to the floor. His request to attend the funeral was even denied. Between 1972 and 1978, John Wayne Gacy murdered at least 33 young men. He lured them to 1978.
Wow.
6 years.
6 years? And you know they believe he got more victims? Because you remember that... didn't we watch that video? This one dude said he had ran into him and met him. Ran into when he was a teenager.
The lake or something. Was it Kentucky. A park? What was it?
Amusement park. And he said John had tried to get him in the hotel room.
Yeah.
And then he said later on he seen him again at a lake or something.
Something like that.
And he said he approached John, was like, "You don't remember who I am?" And John was like, basically like, "No, I don't know." And he told him like, but they said he frequently visited Kentucky and the Ozarks. They said, and a lot of people used to come up missing. A lot of boys that came up missing, and they believe John might be behind some of those. I don't know how factual that is, but you maybe you can go out there and find the story. I don't know where the story is, but we 100% did watch something that I don't think it's something we reacted to.
No, we just watched it on our own.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy murdered at least 33 young men. He lured them to his home with promises of construction jobs, handcuffed them with a magic trick, assaulted and tortured them for hours, strangled them slowly with a rope tourniquet he called the rope trick. Then he buried them in the crawl space beneath his house.
So did he have like multiple homes or something?
Not one.
So where was his wife and kids at like when he was doing all this stuff?
So he's solo now. He was previously married, but
did the wife leave him when he went to prison?
In Iowa. Yeah. You got to find out about the John Wayne Gacy story.
Like I've heard the stories, but it's just so much, and I don't be trying to like keep memory and like of all this because this stuff is just traumatizing.
But I think that is the case. I think when he had caught that case in Iowa, and then after that when he got out, because he actually got out early, I think, and he went back to Chicago.
Okay.
26 bodies were stacked in trenches he dug.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Himself. When police finally searched his property, the stench of decay had been seeping through heating vents for years.
Gacy showed in the house and it smelled like this.
So 26 bodies was in the backyard. Some bodies was in a crawl space.
Yeah,
the home, buried.
But still.
Yeah, and he was still inviting boys to the house. And that's why I always wonder. I was like, bro, you got all this decayed body around. The neighbors ain't picking up on it. Cause you're not burying them deep down.
Yeah.
Searched his property. The stench of decay had been seeping through heating vents for years. Gacy showed no remorse. At trial, he joked about his victims. He blamed an alter ego named Jack, said the dead were just male prostitutes and liars. He was executed in 1994. His father never lived to see what his son became. But every victim buried under that house was someone's child too, killed by a man still trying to prove he wasn't worthless. Albert Fish. His mother couldn't afford him, so she gave him away. Albert Fish was 5 years old when his father died of a heart attack. His mother, unable to support her children alone, made a decision that would echo through history. She placed young Albert in St. John's Orphanage in Washington, D.C. She thought she was saving him. Instead, she was creating a monster. The orphanage was a house of horrors. Teachers beat the children constantly, whipped them until they bled, and forced the others to watch. It was meant as discipline. For Albert, it became something else entirely. He discovered he liked it. The beatings triggered excitement. Watching other boys suffer excited him. Pain and pleasure fused together in his developing mind, wiring connections that should never have existed. By the time his mother finally retrieved him 5 years later, the damage was permanent. Fish spent the rest of his life chasing that feeling. As an adult, he embedded needles into his own groin. 29 were found lodged in his pelvis when doctors finally x-rayed him. He beat himself with a nail-studded paddle. He soaked cotton in lighter fluid, inserted it into his body, and set it on fire. But his own pain wasn't enough. He needed to hear children scream. Between 1924 and 1928, Fish murdered at least 3 children. He strangled them, dismembered them, cooked them. He even sent a letter to one victim's mother describing how he ate her 10-year-old daughter over 9 days. Every detail, every recipe. Psychiatrists identified 18 different sexual abnormalities in him, more than any case in medical history. Fish claimed God commanded him to sacrifice children, like Abraham with Isaac. The jury found him insane, but they executed him anyway. In 1936, Fish walked to the electric chair and reportedly helped position the electrodes himself. His last written statement was so depraved, his own lawyer refused to release it, calling it the most filthy string of obscenities I have ever read. The child his mother abandoned to save money had grown into America's most disturbing killer. Henry Lee Lucas. His mother...
Boy, I ain't know shit about
It's like you hear about these hear about these people, and then you hear about them from different people all the time, and it's just like something.
When he died.
It's just something added every time because I did not know all the other stuff.
Boy, I ain't know shit about him.
Like I've seen his picture before.
Yeah, I've seen that picture before, but also I ain't never seen these other joints though. Like that's one thing to look at him like that, but when you start seeing him, man, oh man. And the things that's a person who had a fetish that eventually became.
I have so many I'm just so intrigued. Like I have so many questions.
So intrigued.
I'm like intrigued by like the mind and how the mind like operates because I like in my head I'm like, was there always something like off about like each one of these people? See, or what? Or on top of all the trauma that they endured, did that cause them to become what they were? Because I know a lot of people that went through trauma and went through like certain things like this in a
everybody
like verbal.
Built the same,
I know, but that's what I'm saying, verbal or physical, and they didn't become killers, let alone serial. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So I'm just a little I'm just so intrigued by how the mind works and like how
what might lead one to go in this direction.
Yeah,
but that's the reason why they be wanting to do so much extensive testing on the brain. Mm-hmm. After like a criminal like this dies, they try to look at the brain and see if they can see, hey, is there anything that shows that this person is this way or this way? The abnormals of the brain might give a clue of,
Yeah.
But they, through years of research, they haven't found that yet.
Right.
So,
and granted, I know everyone's story and everyone's, case is not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get that.
Similar to CTE, you can start seeing like, hey, there's these holes in the brain. And now we can contribute that to CTE, and those might be the reason why somebody might show extreme or whatever that they go through. Right. Then they have something they can kind of direct it towards is brain damage due to so much years of physical banging to the head or
because like with Albert, like granted his mom abandoned him, put him in
but that happens to a lot of people though.
right but I'm not taking that's a lot for a child but the fact that when the I guess the teachers,
but I guess that wasn't the trauma though. The trauma began when he started seeing the
that's what I'm getting to.
And he got aroused.
That's what I'm getting to. Like, so you at a young age seeing that, and you're getting like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Like, this is doing something for you. That's telling me that something already is not like right. Like, it can't be.
But nobody knew.
I've never got excited at watching my brother and sister get like whoopings, but they was getting more than just like a little spanking or something like that. This was like some other type of stuff that these people was doing to the kids. But I don't know.
And I'll say this, that's kind of how the reason why when I be watching some of this stuff, because C be finding it weird when I be deep diving, I just be trying to try to see if we can get
I don't find it weird because I'm into like true crime and stuff like that, but I think sometimes some people go a little overboard and get too caught up in it, and I'm like, sometimes you need to like just chill and relax and kind of separate yourself from that, because some people indulge in it too much, and I think it like messes with their psyche.
I say this, when it comes down like Dahmer, I looked into him a lot. A couple of them I looked into a lot, and it's just to understand the patterns of what led up to it, and that's the reason why I feel like I understood like the big impact that resulted. That's the reason why with like Dahmer, I was like his father also low key influenced that too by, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Trying to connect to him, but you really don't know. You
really feeding this,
Yeah.
Dressed him as a girl. Then she sold him. Henry Lee Lucas was born in 1936 in a one-room dirt floor cabin in Virginia. His mother, Viola, sold herself to strangers and made her son witness things no child should ever see. If he looked away, she beat him. If he cried, she beat him harder. But the watching wasn't the worst part. Viola dressed young Henry in girls' clothes, with dresses and long hair. She paraded him through town like that for years. But why? Because in this way she could sell him to her clients, to men, to women. to anyone willing to pay. His father was a
Wow.
legless alcoholic who sold pencils on the street. He couldn't protect
What?
Henry. He couldn't even protect himself. One night, trying to escape the horror inside that cabin, he crawled outside drunk and froze to death in the snow. Henry was beaten constantly.
Oh my
When he was
God.
7, his mother smashed a wooden plank across his skull. He spent days unconscious. When he was 10, his brother slashed his face with a knife. The wound got infected. His mother ignored it until a teacher accidentally struck the damaged eye. It burst and had to be surgically removed. Henry learned that he was worthless, something to be used, sold, and discarded. In 1960, during a
Yes.
Christmas visit, his mother demanded he move back home to care for her. They argued. She hit him with a broom, and he stabbed her in the neck. She died instantly on the floor. Lucas was convicted.
Oh, me no harm, y'all.
But hey, in my head, I just said, I know a lot of people gonna say, I don't blame them though.
Man.
I know a lot of people would say that, even though it's fucked up
I
to
ain't no
say.
killer, but don't push me. Don't do it.
Even though it's fucked up to say, I'm sure a lot of people in them.
Cause
like,
his mom.
damn, I don't
oh,
blame him though.
That's awful.
He went through hell, bro. Like he is missing an eye.
That's awful, bro. Yeah.
Is he missing it or is just
No, he got it. It's just
no?
probably damaged, like
Severely damaged to the
because
point
he had
where
to have surgery and stuff on it.
yeah.
Convicted of her murder and spent years in prison. When authorities released him early due to overcrowding, he warned them, "I'm not ready to go." They released him anyway.
Oh,
That
see.
same day, Lucas killed a woman within walking distance of the prison gates,
no.
his gift to the people who set him free. He was eventually convicted of 11 murders. He confessed to hundreds more, though many were later proven false.
Oh.
The truth of his body count may
11's
never
still
be
a
known.
lie.
But one truth is certain. Long before Henry Lee Lucas killed anyone, his mother had already murdered the child he might have been.
That's true.
So when did he get the 11 bodies?
You gotta look into him.
I'm about to look into him.
Oh,
He
just
died in
in
2001?
Yeah, probably by the literature. Calvin Marley. Criminal. But he was commuted to life imprisonment. He was sentenced to death, but
So he probably died of like. Oh, found dead in a prison. Oh, congested heart failure. Dang. Oof.
Hey man,
That's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all spam us up in the comments. I ain't think this video was gonna be that deep. Let us know y'all thoughts down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ No Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We out.
Get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.